Hey guys, how you doing? So I want to give you a day in recovery. So what did I do today? Today I challenged my symptoms once again, just like I have been for the past seven almost months now. So I woke up this morning and I was feeling stiff, which I often do in the morning. That just total body stiffness, like I was feeling pains and aches. I was feeling a feeling of fatigue and just like, even though I slept a good 8 hours, I felt like I was sleepy and tired, and I had some brain fog, and none of that I really paid any mind to. And so this is 7 months into recovery. I'm still experiencing this. So I want you to know that don't expect symptoms to just go away, but what you can do is you can push them away. And so this morning I had to clean my house. I had to vacuum clean, and I had to dust things and stuff like that, and I absolutely hate doing that. And the main reason I hate doing that, especially in the morning, is because of all these symptoms. Now this is the old me I'm talking about. But the new me recognized that, hey, the main reason you hate doing this, okay, nobody likes cleaning, I understand that. Maybe some people do. But the main reason is that, okay, you don't want to go through like all that, the stiffness and the pains and aches, and you feel like, oh, I just want to rest. And you've got to remember that all of that is a charade by your brain. So you kind of have to ask yourself, okay, how would I act if none of that was happening, or if I knew that that was all absolutely harmless and it was just a distraction? And that's how I acted. I just said, okay, I'm just going to move ahead and I'm going to clean. So I started vacuuming. Basically, I spent about an hour and a half vacuuming and cleaning and stuff. And at first, it was kind of like I had to get over that hump, the first 15 minutes, maybe 15, 20 minutes. Uh, and so I'd like bend down and I'd feel an ache here, and I'd be like, that feeling like I don't want to be doing this, I wish I could just rest. But I kept ignoring that. I kept saying, nah, it's all right, just keep going. You're all of these sensations that you're feeling that are unpleasant, they're harmless. They're not a sign of anything wrong. They're just, your brain is just still in the old wiring, that just has to unwire itself. Eventually it will. Don't worry about it. Just keep going. Do what you got to do. So that's what I did. I kept cleaning. I kept vacuuming. I spent an hour and a half doing all that. And like after I got over the hump, I was like, oh, all right, that's not bad. I'm actually feeling pretty good, doing it. It's like, where did the symptoms go? They subsided significantly. Like I noticeably felt, oh, okay, all right. How would it be possible if I was really like hurt or in danger? It would not be possible. Now, you shouldn't expect that necessarily. Some days the symptoms don't subside and I just work through them anyway, I don't worry about it. But today, this is what happened. And so I just wanted to give you like a snapshot in a day of someone recovering and what it's like, just sort of day by day to go through it. And this challenging your symptoms, once you understand, once you've been to the doctor, once you know that you don't have cancer or anything very serious like that, an infection, a fracture or something, if you're one of those people whose symptoms are unexplained, or it's like this weird diagnosis like CFS or fibromyalgia or whatever else, there's a million of them, adrenal fatigue, that's another one, then you're actually fine and your brain is just using the symptoms as a distraction. And they're very unpleasant, but we have to deal with them. We have to ignore them. We have to understand that, they're not real. So once you have that understanding, now you have to challenge your symptoms. It's one of the most important, if not the most important aspects of your recovery, because occasionally for people, symptoms just go away once they realize that this is what's happening. The brain is using them as a distraction. But most of the time that doesn't happen. Most of the time you have to challenge your symptoms. You have to completely lose your fear. And that's a process that takes time. I still have a fear of symptoms, or if not a fear, a resistance. When I'm experiencing those, the pains and aches and the stiffness and the brain fog. I'm like, oh, yeah, I hate this, So there's still a concern with symptoms. The symptoms still command my attention, but to a lesser degree. And that's the game we're playing. We're playing the game of how little attention can I give my symptoms today. Sometimes you do better, sometimes you do worse. Be kind to yourself, give yourself a break. Sometimes you just say, I'm just gonna rest today, I'm gonna go half speed, quarter speed. But most days, you do want to be challenging and moving forward, And so I don't clean that often. And what's interesting is, had I been doing some other activity that I do regularly, like lifting weights, for example, I'd actually have less resistance to that because I'm sort of used to doing that activity. So there's a certain amount of activity specificity, So when you're doing a new activity that you're worried or concerned in some ways, can I do this? I'm so tired, I don't feel like doing this because of my symptoms. You sort of have to deal with each activity separately, in addition to dealing with just the whole thing in aggregate. So I notice when I'm engaging in new activities, there's a little bit of extra effort I have to put into distancing myself from my symptoms. So now that I've done it, I feel great. I feel great psychologically. Hey, I took another step towards recovery. I feel more invigorated than tired, although I still feel that fatigue and that stiffness and the pains and aches. They've actually come down a bit. And again, I'm not really focusing on that. I'm just continuing with my life. I'm recording this video for you now. And, I think I'll end it here. I hope this encourages you. I hope this maybe inspires you to do the same and to challenge your own symptoms. But, read Dr. Sarno's books, watch my channel, watch other people's channels, understand that your symptoms are harmless, ensure that with your doctor, and then you can begin this process. And, if you've seen my video, 6 months progress, I went from being bedbound to, going out, shopping, and doing all kinds of stuff. And you can do it too. See you next time.